Oh yeah, OVE is back, and I'm really excited. I'm not sure if Gary is excited. We'll get to him in a second, but I am super excited. Impact announced Madman Fulton is returning for Against All Odds. He is the mystery man. If you happen to read my article, which is on the site Wrestling Purist, which this episode is brought to you by WrestlingPurist.com, the greatest pro wrestling site ever. Just not yet, because we're still under construction and got a lot to do. What's up? This is Discuss Impact. I'm JaySin, here with the Horror King Gary. Get to Gary in a second, as he's usually finishing up with his latest victim. We're going to go over the latest episode, which was June 1st. Also, we have, I think, the full card for Against All Odds. Going to talk about Trinity, but we're going to start off with OVE. And what do you say, Gary? You happy about this?
Hell yeah, I'm totally on board with this. We've mentioned in the past, Impact kind of needs something to kind of refresh in the roster, and what better than this very well-known faction in Impact, right?
And it's just a cool faction, like I was explaining to our producer Larry, who I'm not sure has seen them, but I did find out he was a big TNA fan back in the day, so I don't know, I thought that was interesting. And okay, there's no Jake. Well, sorry, there is a Jake Christ. There's no Dave Christ. Just want to quickly do the OVE thing. It used to be Dave Christ, Jake Christ, and Sammy, and then Fulton was kind of their muscle. Am I wrong?
No, he totally was.
Okay.
At one point, I don't know if you remember, they had a chain around Madman Fulton's neck, and they were kind of
that's right. Yeah, he was actually a legit monster at one point.
Yeah. He literally, I don't even think at the time he was speaking any, kind of language or anything, which was kind of unique. It kind of reminded me of in Revenge of the Nerds was an ogre.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Kind of reminded me of this big badass guy, and then he's has so few little words, kind of like an abyss.
Yeah, I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I'm already thinking about Fulton versus PCO in some kind of psychotic monster match where they're both literally monsters, and maybe one of them has to kayfabe die in the match. I don't know, but that's what I want to see with those guys. Okay, well, I want to mention with this episode, we both talked about it, Dani Luna, awesome debut and shocking for me. I mean, just looking seeing a Jody threat match. I mean, she's basically been squashing everyone, I think. And
yeah, undefeated at this point.
Didn't you think this would be a squash? Just looking at the match,
I definitely thought Jody would control a majority of the match, pretty convincingly. Me not knowing that much about Dani Luna, they mentioned during the match that she has some kind of powerlifting, I don't know, regiment or something that she does, to be, kind of strong style that she wrestles. So
yeah.
This is why she might have had Jody threat might have had a major issue in the match, because there's a lot of weight to pick up for her.
I mean, it was, I don't want to say awesome. It was a great match. Say very good. I mean, I don't say great because I don't want to put it to the Jordan, Deanna type matches, but I mean, a notch down, and just a very, very good match. And it was, again, shocking because I've never seen Dani Luna, and
he over delivered, definitely.
Yeah, and I mean, sorry, but I have to push the Impact Wrestling fan group on Facebook. And most of the comments this week were about Dani Luna and that match and how great it was and how surprised people were. And got to mention the Killer Kelly vignette, which, again, I mean, goddamn, wasn't that perfect?
Oh, it definitely was. It was very, like I said, way back when, I don't know if you remember, months ago, I said she kind of comes off like a character from Twin Peaks with the kind of sultry seductiveness package they gave her this past Thursday. This was no different.
But am I wrong, or did they kind of stop that or forget about it, or not really use it for?
Oh yeah, definitely. There was it kind of looked like they were trying to get her back into her MMA kind of background at one point.
Yeah, just I mean, more of the killer in the Killer Kelly part, but I have this on the I have this featured on the Impact Wrestling fan group, and like I just keep watching it. It's perfect. Like it's just absolutely. It's like sexy and scary, and she's got like the chain for the upcoming.
The dog
Oh, what
collar.
the hell is that match? Oh yeah. But did they? I think is that newly announced? Probably since we last.
I believe it was announced as of this past Thursday.
Probably since we last recorded. I think.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Well, maybe we did talk about that last week. But if we did, let me say it again. Awesome. Can't wait. Love the goddamn gimmicks. I mean, you know me and the gimmicks. And I'm curious what you thought about the opening to this show with the bully coming out. I thought he had some hysterical lines. I think he said to the Drama King, like, "I'll put you on fire. I should have put you on fire." and then he just like, and then he said to Shelly, like, "I will like." I'm not even gonna waste my time destroying you on the microphone, but you know I could. And like Shelly kind of like shook his head, like, yeah.
Well,
Like,
I thought Matthew Raywalt sold it really well too, because he looked like a scorned puppy when
yeah, he did. Like, I hate when announcers like act tough in a situation like that, and like very good point there, because he nailed it. He looked very scared and like exactly like he should be with a guy like Bully in that situation. I thought I maybe it went a little bit too long.
I mean, I think it was all right.
Was it a half hour?
Yeah, it was something like that. But I mean, it kind of set the pace for the show, because for me, like, if I'm going to give anybody a microphone and I'm going to let them go for a half an hour, it's a Bully Ray.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like it kind of helps the like the other guys, because he's so goddamn good on the microphone that like they don't have to be as good as him. They can just like kind of be close.
Oh yeah, definitely. They like to, like, it's good to feed off somebody like a Bully, because he kind of, he gets under your skin like within 5 minutes as a heel,
Oh, totally. And I mean, but my God, I was kind of complaining about him, but it was more Dreamer, and I think we always said that, like it was.
Oh yeah.
Like Bully was never really the problem. It was just like, Dreamer wasn't.
I don't know if you caught that at the pay-per-view though. It showed Tommy Dreamer actually helping, is it Raywalt or Scott to the back?
Oh, no, I didn't. So he's still around.
Yeah, he's sort of creeping in the
back.
But
also, did you hear another thing? Did you hear what Bully said about Dreamer? That the reason he's not on TV is because nobody cares. I believe that's a fact.
Yeah. He publicly said that?
Yeah, that was on the show. That's what, why Tommy Dreamer's not here? Because nobody cares. Like something like.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're referring to Bully. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bully. I didn't.
Okay, I thought maybe he publicly said.
Oh that. No. Like just, as a heel, But I mean, I think there's some truth to that. I mean, I think a lot of people are happy that he's not on the show. Maybe it's me, whatever. But the opening segment, also Macklin did an awesome job in the opening segment. Like the fact that he can hang with Bully.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Like Bully's not going after him, so it's a little different. But I mean, Bully, there's a kind of like a little respecting there, and Macklin comes out as the man, even though Bully was doing all that, which I thought was cool.
Well, I don't know what you think about it, but I kind of feel like this little partnership's going to backfire down the road.
Oh yeah, I think
like they're come to a header over everything, and
yeah.
I don't know where it goes from there, but I just kind of see this kind of going by the wayside, kind of fast like.
Well, here's what I loved. Subculture ended up coming out, and this all led to a match between Subculture and the Motor City Machine Guns. Motor City Machine Guns challenged Bully and Macklin, I believe, and Bully was like, "Yeah, no, maybe another time." The old heel move, like, "Yeah, we'll face you, but not tonight." Boo, like boo. It's like it's one of the easiest heel like statements, but I guess it always works. So, sorry, that match. Good God, how great was that match?
Oh yeah, definitely. It was a good way to like follow up
Subculture.
Yeah, that was a good way to follow up the talking segment and whatnot. But I had a problem with the pacing of the show later on after this match. I don't know how you felt about it, but I kind of felt like.
Well, wait, sorry, I don't want to get out of it. That was the main event.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I mean. Like,
just to keep things in order.
Prior to that, like, it took us to the main event before there was like for me there was a pacing issue throughout.
Yeah, I guess. guess that's kind of fair. Like, this is what's going to happen at.
Kind of like lack of, I don't know, like kind of lack a lot of heavy, heavy style wrestling and a lot more segments and kind of like squashes like matches. You know what I mean? Like they weren't.
Well, that's kind of my thing. So, even as I was watching this, I said, I was like, I bet you're going to probably like it a little less than I am.
Yeah.
Just because, I was totally cool with like whatever it was. Like, I'm looking at the trying to read it all down now, and yeah, that was a pretty long goddamn segment. That was before then. Aldis had a quick thing backstage, and he guaranteed victory in the 8-4-1. So they had 2 talking segments, which was pretty odd, before a match. I mean, I guess that's kind of what you're saying. Then they had Eddie versus Yuya.
Yeah, I didn't like the matches pretty much that were booked for that night because I'm not a big Yuya fan, and I'm not sold on Savannah.
Yeah, can't argue with that. I mean, I don't know.
It's
Yuya. Sorry.
Oh, it is what it is,
I feel like Yuya is just like a solid, good, maybe even great wrestler, but like, I don't know. I can't, like, he doesn't have a personality. He doesn't have a character.
Yeah.
Like, what's his character? Does he even have one? Like, could you explain what his character is? Because I couldn't.
Well, the thing I didn't like about this match, I mean, it is hard to explain Yuya as a character, but my problem with it is I just felt like creative was kind of like making Eddie like, I don't know, like less like wrestling ability. Like it seemed like he kind of wrestled down to himself, like his how well he puts on a match. I kind of felt like they were like kind of letting him kind of like make himself weaker to Yuya, and I don't like that because we're talking about a former world champion in Impact. I mean, I don't think Eddie's lost a step or two. You know what I mean?
Well, I think we were talking about that last week. The fact that they just don't have like a set like main event guys, so they have Yuya in there because he's in the 8-4-1, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
So they kind of have to make, you know what I mean? Like they can't just have him jobbing. They have to have him put on a good match against Eddie, and
definitely. But I just don't like the.
But I agree. Yeah, he doesn't need to be there. It could be a 6-4-1. How about that? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like there's 2 guys. Like you don't even. It's just there's too many. I don't know. I don't like the back. This is too straight. I think specials with with 8 guys going for the number 1 contendership. Like to me, that's.
Well, I think
to me, that's bad. Sorry, I'll say it. It's bad booking. Well, lazy booking.
Well, that and we come off a really good goddamn pay-per-view, and then we come into these tapings, and it just kind of looks like we're it's kind of like coasting at this point, Jay.
Yeah, and it's weird how they don't like focus on the people who were all at the tapings, but I don't know. This was also Memorial Day, and I think there were some people who weren't there on the Memorial Day weekend tapings. I could be wrong with the taping times. I could be wrong with the taping times. I'm not sure. I'm always messed up with that kind of stuff. But okay, then we had Decay versus Sammy and Jake Christ, which was pretty solid, I thought. Not sure what the hell's. I don't know what the hell's going on with Decay, but I did just find out that Black Taurus is a 2-timing slut who is also in MLW.
Yeah, that didn't make me too happy, but I guess he's got to make up the money somehow, and I guess if he's not being signed for down south or up north, I guess that's something in itself.
I got to say, I watched a match. I reviewed MLW and Impact this week on WrestlingPurist.com. Again, check it out. And MLW is a solid show. I mean, I always say like that would be the show I watched if I didn't watch Impact.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Like it's just like it's a kind of a similar kind of thing, and I liked all of the lucha stuff. Like it's kind of more made for tourists, you know what I mean, than Impact is, because they'll just do a lucha match and let him go crazy for 10 minutes.
Yeah, because what do they have that kind of like that watered down version of Lucha Underground?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Like there's, I don't even know. Like I just turned it on. I didn't watch an episode in a long time, and like they were searching for Dario or whatever his name is now.
Oh, okay.
So like I'm so lost like with the storyline.
Guy.
Like I'm so lost with the storylines, and then they had something with Taya, but like they said it was not. I don't know, suspended or something, or like not happening, or it's gonna happen still. And I'm like, how the hell is it gonna happen still?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe she'll pop back in for a date. That seemed weird. I don't know. And then we had Sammy and Jake beat Decay.
I said Jake hit the Chris cutter on Steve, and then Callahan covered Steve for the win.
Geez, I'm like a week ahead of time. Yeah. Okay, so I feel like we talked about this. Okay, so this is when Swan went backstage, and they talked about like he has a spot in the 841. This is when Callahan and Chris mentioned they were going to have to bring in the monster or whatever word he actually said. And props to me for nailing it. I just kept saying it had to be Fulton.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's long overdue, and like there's been wrestlers in the past, like we mentioned Fala, but somewhere along the line, I think we had mentioned Madman Fulton would be a nice surprise.
Oh, yeah.
Just because we need the big guys. We have Khan, but Fulton's much more of an athlete than Khan, so.
Yeah, and he was a guy that was like kind of coming into his own, like right when he left. I think similar to Jake something. He's another guy I wouldn't mind returning. But yeah, definitely great to have him. Really, that wasn't a joke at the beginning. I'm super excited to have him back and like OVE together. It's just a badass group. It's very chantable. They have a cool song. You know what I mean? It's
definitely, yeah.
Like there's so many simple things. So then Trinity and Savannah Evans. Trinity got the win. I thought this was a little quick. I mean, I don't know. Like, why do you want? Like, Savannah's too big. Like, why would you? Make her like a job, like she's a jobber right now, which is kind of odd to me. Just because she's so big, like she can do something. Like she's not a great wrestler, but whatever.
Yeah, well, my problem with Savannah is the contrast in the two styles. Is like she's a bare knuckle brawler, and Trinity's kind of more of a high flyer. And I think matches with this kind of like setup when the two being so contrastly different, it just sticks out like a sore thumb. And with Savannah looking like really bad in this match, because she can't keep up. And
yeah, I mean, I think sometimes it works. Like if they would have had like Savannah like throwing her around more as the monster, but it was more like, well, I guess it was a showcase for Trinity more, like dancing around the monster and whatever. Yeah. So Trinity got the win. Trinity got the win and called out
with Starstruck. Starstruck.
Yeah. That's the Rings of Saturn move, right?
Yeah, like where she kind of almost like John Cena's STFU that he used to do.
Got to give her big props for that. Maybe one of my favorite. I always forget him when people ask me. Someone just recently asked me my favorites, and I forgot to mention Perry Saturn. Goddamn.
Totally cool character. Very nostalgic for me.
And a great character to play as in a video game because he had so many goddamn moves. I would always pick him.
Yeah, very underrated talent.
And I was seriously mad. Like, why wouldn't someone do the Rings of Saturn? Like, I don't know. It's like, do you have to get in touch with these people? Is that how it works? I don't know, but whatever. It's an awesome move, so that's cool. Now, so she calls out Deanna. Deanna and Trinity agree to a Slammiversary match. Now, okay, sorry. Shaw and Giselle came out with Jay Vidal, who I'd like to see actually wrestle because he's pretty damn good. And Savannah attacked, and Jordan came out for the save. And then Jordan got beat down bad, so maybe that's how they wrote her off for a little bit.
It says, if you remember, she got beat down in the head with a handbag.
Yeah, so, and maybe there was something in that handbag. I'm sure there was. It's wrestling. There was a weight or something in there. So, yeah, it's probably writing her off. But the big question, is it too soon for Trinity at Slammiversary?
Oh, if you're asking me, I think it's very, very much too soon. I'd like to see, like, what is this, or like second match overall? And...
No, I think it's more like 4, but...
Oh, is it?
I don't know. Let us know.
Well, maybe if you count the pay-per-view too, yeah.
Yeah, she debuted in the pay-per-view. Oh, wait, no, so yeah, I guess 2. Maybe 3 tops, but...
Yeah, it was what I mean. Like, either way, it's still...
Really... That's my only problem with it, is that I think they announced it too soon.
Oh,
but also, like, I don't know, like for tickets and stuff, she's a big name. She
Yeah.
literally, I mean, I read an article yesterday about the 10 biggest Impact signings, and she was on the list, and I was kind of surprised. Like, I didn't think she was that big.
Oh, what place did she come in? Do you know? Off the top of your head?
Not sure. I want to say 7, but
Okay, somewhere around.
yeah, somebody could check that out. That's on the Sportster, which is one of my favorite sites. They just have a crazy amount of lists and a lot of Impact and TNA stuff, and it's not all positive, but what are you gonna do? Write your own goddamn thing if you want all positivity. And sorry, where were we here? Oh yeah, the Trinity thing. Okay, so that happened, and well, yeah, I just think it's just too soon, just because, like, in terms of if they would have given her like 2 more wins, let her beat like
well, and I mean,
I hate to say Kelly, but like someone like Kelly, I think she needed to beat.
well, and the thing is, I haven't been overly prominent names she's beaten either. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, she beat what's the name, which
Yeah.
Trinity. She's Giselle, who I feel like it's not really a big win over, but Impact clearly feels otherwise. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. Again, I just think it's the fact that they didn't announce enough. They didn't have enough matches before. Like, if she was even 5-0, like, whatever, no big deal. But also, who would you put in the match? Like, who's next online? Like, Kelly and Masha are busy, which is absolutely fantastic. I love everything about it.
I don't know. I don't see no. I know she's been sort of new, but I mean, she is undefeated. Why not give that match to Jody Threat?
Okay, well, I guess that's fair if you're going by records and stuff. And she just had that awesome match against Dani Luna. Like, even like Dani Luna, if she was like Trinity would have beat Dani Luna in like an 8-minute match or whatever, but like Jody did. Whatever.
Or hell, why not give a match to maybe Taylor Wilde? She's kind of been beating everybody too. Like, she beat.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, I was hoping you didn't have any good responses.
Well, that's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head.
I was just thinking, like, it's not like she deserves a shot, but it's okay because, like, who else really didn't Taylor get one recently?
Yeah, I believe she did, and I think she came up short, obviously, but
yeah.
I can't remember when it was. It could have been a couple, pay-per-views ago. I'm not sure.
Yeah, actually, no. This is when they announced the dog collar match. So, okay, I guess. Yeah, I am. I feel like we reviewed the show or something. Whatever. I'm in some kind of time loop. Maybe because I actually did review it. I did the written review. But okay, so this is where Kelly mentioned she wanted the dog collar match. Like, I thought this was already set up, but.
Well, I think the problem is, Jay, is like we got this really weird scheduling with the pay-per-view being so close to the last episode, and now we're turning around and then we're having another live special.
Yeah, that's definitely it. I always get confused around these times when there's what, like 3 shows or 4 shows in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and like this is like
it's a bit much too fast.
Yeah, it's like out of the ordinary. Like, we normally don't do like even this. We've gone where we have a live special after after a Thursday Impact, but now we got to like double up on it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a little ill-timed, I guess you could say.
Yeah, to be a little fair though, they've done a nice job setting it up.
Oh, they did. I think that's the thing I love about this is, like, with the amount of time they had, I didn't think they would get all of this stuff in, and they did an amazing job in a short period of time.
Yeah, I thought the same thing, and they have 10 matches set up.
Yeah,
and like every one, like, kind of like the 841. I mean, you could say that's random, but I mean, I think it's a really cool, interesting kind of a match.
Well,
and then sorry.
Well, it's just that we wanted them to shake things up, and we're getting that.
Yeah, exactly. With the friggin' 841, the goddamn chain match. Sorry, we forgot Kazarian and Eddie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we did forget that one, folks. Sorry about that.
Okay, so after Eddie beat Yuya, Kazarian came out like kind of talking shit, right? Like, you're not like a leader and whatever, and Alicia tried to jump on him, and he flipped her off. And
I'm going to tell you right now, Kaz keeps it up, and he's going to have a match with our buddy Robles because he threw Alicia down pretty damn hard, I thought.
Yep. Be careful, dude. Be careful. You're going to have Robles coming at you. Had highlights here. Sorry. Tag match main event. Yep. That's pretty much hit on everything there. And back to the show. We missed. What the hell did we miss? Oh, nothing. We got the dog collar match, and then the Subculture Motor City Machine Gun match, which I said was fantastic. I loved it. Really hope we see more of these dudes, and it sounds like we're going to. I mentioned last week, or maybe Gary did, that they were going to WWE or something we might have heard, but that I think was bullshit.
Oh, yeah, totally was. You talk about Subculture, right, Jay?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a total farce. I guess it was somebody being disgruntled or something, and I don't know if they were mad because they didn't come to down south right away or whatever, but it's false news, and that's what you get for listening to, stuff on sheets and sites and stuff. But
it's funny, man. Now check this out. This is Hall from 411. I find myself looking forward to Impact more and more each week, and that was the case again here. The opener and main event are both rather awesome TV matches, and the rapid fire build to Against All Odds wasn't bad at all. Cut down on the too long opening segment. This is probably the best TV show all week. How's that? This is from someone who's,
that's pretty damn fair.
He's more of I'm pretty sure he's an AEW fan, and
well, in two, I noticed they've kind of did away with the swinger segments that we know you love so much.
Yeah, I think people are really liking that. And now here is He-Man Shoe, the other one, an amazing match to close off this week's Impact. It remains to be seen if the Subculture is going to stick around, but this gave flashbacks to Motor City Machine versus Motor City Machine Guns versus Generation Me feud. Like, these are like some huge compliments people are throwing out here, and this is not me. This is, whatever. You want to call me an Impact mark? Okay, fine.
Well, I think a lot of with my issue with Impact is I'm so damn entitled because for so long we saw so many damn good matches, and like for me, I think it's hard for like the current product to live up to that, and I think sometimes I'm guilty of doing that, and maybe I'm a little harder on it as of late, but I think I'm going to start being a little bit more fair about it, like looking at the big picture, because like they're still selling out shows. They're still thriving. They must have picked the right person to take them over years ago in Anthem. Because how's Billy?
Sorry.
Well, how's Billy Corgan doing with NWA?
Yeah, I'm not sure. They had a 2-night show, and I couldn't do it. I watched like a little of one of the nights, but I mean, 2 nights of NWA, that's for somebody else, not me. I try not to bash things as much, but I just don't like NWA. That's probably on the bottom of my list of things. I don't know. I liked when they had like the old school setup look.
Oh,
and like they even lost that. Like it just, I don't know. Like they have nothing special, but whatever. I don't want to waste time on that. So how about us running down the card fast for this Friday? And hell, you can do predictions, or we'll do them. So Macklin Shelley World Championship, pretty obvious. Macklin.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm right there with you.
X Division, Miguel versus Sabin. Shit, that's happening again.
Yeah.
I missed that. Damn. Think Trey again?
You think Trey?
No, I'm asking you. I'm not sure. I'm going with Sabin again.
I think I am going to flip the switch here and go with Sabin this time around.
Okay, I feel embarrassed to even mention this one, but ABC versus the Good Hands. Who do you think's going to win that one?
I got to go with ABC by far.
Yeah, the Good Hands. I mean, I got to give it to the Good Hands. I mean, maybe the most quickly booked team in the history of wrestling. Again, I have to mention they lost a handicap match to Kazarian convincingly like a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
They should not be in this position, but whatever. Somebody has to be. And I just hope it's, man, I don't want to say hope it's a real ass kicking, but kind of Like, I hope they just like, I hope it's like, you're not in our league, and like, go back to the drawing board kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like they should not be in their league.
I know. I just hope it is a questionable booking where they actually get an
Oh God, don't even. Oh God.
upset win or something like.
Okay, Impact Digital Media, or the DMC, which I always say they should be calling it. I think Dango gets the win here.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that one too. I honestly see him winning via like some kind of cheating mishap or whatever. I think he's gonna. I don't know. I just kind of feel like Impact wants to focus on Dango for right
Yeah,
now.
he's been getting a lot of time. We didn't mention that. We didn't mention his on the actual show, but yeah, he had a little segment. I think it was with Santino. I'm not positive, but he did another segment on the show. He's getting a lot of time, and the guy's just always entertaining. So yeah, give him the belt. And listen, Hendry's always going to be over. People fucking love the singing and whatever. And then I don't think we mentioned this, but Ohio Street Fight was announced today. Some people some person I know had an issue with the name Ohio Street Fight, and I said, "Have you ever been in an Ohio street fight? There is no street fight like in an Ohio street fight." No, I'm not sure what this is. I mean, it's just a name, kind of like what you used to say about how AEW used to put those names on their shows, and it worked. You know what I mean? Like giving something just an interesting name. Sometimes it works.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, too, like when they put it on a graphic, I mean, it looks pretty fucking awesome,
And wouldn't you rather see that than hardcore match?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, how many times have we seen something that's called that?
Now here's a tough one: the 841. Bully Gresham and Heath. Sorry, Bully Gresham, Heath, and Aldis versus Bailey, Moose, PCO, and Swan. That is tough as hell. And I feel like Team Bailey's going to win, so it's going to be one of those guys. So then it would be Bailey, Moose, PCO, and Swan.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's the other team, it's obviously Aldis, because then it's Bully.
That's what I'm going to say. I just got this feeling in my head. I just see Aldis winning the entire thing. I don't know why.
I feel like Aldis is... Wait, do we know what the hell this is for? Is this for Slammiversary?
I believe so.
Well then, yeah, I could see it being Aldis. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Bailey. Man, I could see Bailey. Goddamn, it's probably a goddamn wrestler of the year.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It could be. They're those two gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm going Bailey and Aldis. Whichever team wins, because they're on different teams, So
yeah, that's totally fair.
And then the dog collar match. Oh man. I hate that there has to be a loser here because neither one can afford it, and I don't want either one to lose, but this should be a blast.
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to pick Killer Kelly just because last time Masha faced her, she got the win.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that too, and also because, I mean, Masha is kind of like, she kind of got a huge push, and a lot of people see her as like a top knockout. And Kelly is, Kelly can get there.
Well, with Masha, even though she's lost, I mean, we still see her as a very credible, kind of like a foe in the women's the knockouts division because, like, she takes people to their limits regardless of her win-loss record. So,
yeah, again, I posted in my group today a sick match with Masha from GCW, like going through glass and jumping off a scaffold. Like, I kind of wish they would give her. Monsters Ball, like. Well, I mentioned using old footage of this because he's WWE now, so like pretending he passes the torch.
Well, there's a bit of a theory to the booking of Masha. Some people believe that
Russia.
Well, no, but the reason why I think they don't push her is because she's known as a hardcore wrestler.
But she's also very goddamn good when not hardcore.
So yeah, definitely. I don't know. That could be part of it, but I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on it, but I just thought that was interesting.
Because, I mean, she's fantastic in hardcore, but she also had, like, great matches with Jordan and Deanna, so... Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. I'm not sure what it is. But I'm going to go with just Russia, because that sounds easy. And Eddie versus Kazarian. Now, this seems really interesting. Is it possible they've never feuded?
If they have, it would probably have been in ROH, and I'm not real familiar with that. ever being a rivalry, but I mean, the styles are similar, because they, like you said, Kaz is, well, Edwards has been known to kind of do a little bit of high flying of his own, and Kaz as well. And like I think in their later years, they've kind of showed they want to be more technical sound. So this should be an interesting
Yeah, I
match.
think that could be a match of the night or whatever. Say match stealer. That doesn't make sense. A show stealer or like a hidden match that no one's really expecting to be awesome, but it will be. And then we get Trinity and Deanna versus Giselle and Savannah Evans and
yeah, that's not a.
I mean, I don't know what. I mean, but again, to me, they think Giselle is that big. Like, why would this not be a clear squash if Trinity could easily defeat Savannah? That means that they don't think Deanna could easily defeat Giselle, that this is even a match. So, like, whatever. I have no interest. Trinity and Deanna win.
Where do you think this?
I hope Jordan comes out. That's my only thought for that match.
Well, what do you think? Where do you think they'll place that match on the card?
Oh man, I have no idea. At first, I was just thinking it might be on the pre-show, but you can't put Deanna and Trinity, who are going in the main event of Slammiversary, on the goddamn pre-show. So
maybe somewhere middle of the card.
Oh man, maybe somewhere like on next week's Impact after the show. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's no need for that match though, and I don't know. Whatever. But everything else is pretty interesting, and yeah, I mean, shockingly, they got all this stuff done in like a week and a half or something, which is kind of crazy. Like I thought the same as you. Like this, which is like they don't have the time for another show in this quickly. It's insane.
Well, the thing is, we got a little bit more to feed into it this Thursday, and tonight, as of this podcast, it's officially 4 days until Against All Odds. So,
oh yeah, speaking of Against All Odds, terrible segue. You forgot your T-shirt of the week.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll get right at it right here. The podcast shirt of the week is Alex Shelley's Yup T-shirt, now on sale at shopimpact.com for $24.99 and $26.99. I guess that's for the $24.99 would probably likely be for the smaller sizes, and the higher price ones for the large person like ourselves.
Yeah. Now my first thought was stupid shirt. Then I looked at it more, and I just thought, okay, it says Yup, so it could be like a party shirt, you know? Like I'm down for anything. Like, don't even ask me. Just look at that shirt. Yup. Like, you want a beer? Yup. You want a hit of this? Yup.
Well, I like it because it's kind of like a pop culture thing. Like, we instantly took advantage of it right as that show had closed.
Oh, yeah, shockingly fast.
Yeah, it was there. It was like bang. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's a good move. I'd like to see us do, more stuff outside the box like that, kind of like be more spontaneous like we've been on Impact.
Yeah, I think it popped up during the show or like the next morning. So yeah, it was really cool. Sorry, I have a note here from my actual review, which is again on Wrestling Purist. Joe Hendry met with Santino talking about Dango. Joe wants revenge, and Kenny King and his protege Sheldon Jean appear, setting up Hendry versus Jean for next week. So there is a match set for next week after Against All Odds, which is interesting because usually there isn't. And this week's BTI saw Brian Myers pick up a win against Tyler Turver in another solid match. I mentioned I wouldn't mind seeing more of Turva. Just needs a different outfit and maybe a tag team partner.
Oh, I'd like to add to the setup for this Thursday. It's saying the tag team titles are, I guess they're on the line with the Coven and the Death Dolls. And then we got Moose and Rich Swann versus Nick Aldis and Jonathan Grisham.
Very interesting. And I guess that's about all the time we have. So let me just say that. Oh, last minute mail. Didn't see that coming. Okay, let me check this one out. Whoa. You are not going to guess who this one is from. Talon at Impact Asylum. Hey guys, just want to thank you for the shout out last week. That was very cool. Me and Jay had some differences that we put behind, and would love to work with each other in the future if possible. Well, you know what? That's nice. And a very nice way to close the show. Well, it's not like I didn't get along with him. I just kind of like fought with him once over this troll called Six Pack. I don't know if you know him, Gary.
I've heard of the name. I don't know really much about
Yeah, it was like an open troll that they kind of allowed on that site. And I was pissed off. But I mean, years later, I'm like, Jesus, that was genius. Putting a troll that, you know what I mean? Somebody that keeps conversations going. So
Oh,
you live and learn. You know what I mean? Like, whatever.
yeah.
Like, I got mad about it. It wasn't like it was a site thing. I had a site that was trying to go in against theirs, and I took shit personal and whatever. I was a big baby about it. And that's very kind of them. So thanks. And
Yeah, thanks, Talon.
any closing words for Gary and his horror? How's your horror? What the hell's it called now?
Oh, Gary's movie crypt. I haven't
Yeah.
really fully flipped over the name and all that.
Yeah, I'm struggling. I'm struggling to remember that name, so we might have to talk about this.
Well, after I changed it, I did pick up a sub, so I don't know if he was happy to be looking for something on there called Crypt or
Maybe Tales from the Crypt fans, possibly.
maybe. I just picked up a sub just like that, just by changing the name. So.
I mean, it is Crypt. I mean, Crypt is better fitting than Emporium for a horror thing. So
Yeah.
you probably should have thought of that a long time ago, but better late than never.
Yeah.
And get to those goddamn movies.
Yeah, I've been kind of like lazy, if you will.
We mentioned we were both going to watch that movie, but we haven't been able to find it. We are trying though, so we're going to get to that in the future if we can find it.
The Outpost.
Outpost, right? Yeah. I mean, it actually looks pretty good. I'm interested in checking it out. So that's about it. Hopefully we can get to that. Maybe we'll do a little quick review or something together, and maybe he'll do one on his own channel, and who knows. And that's about it.
See you next week, everybody.
Peace.